In today's video, we are going to go through the 5 common mistakes people make in their leg workout routine which prevent significant leg growth.
You've been skipping leg day.
It's common for many gym goers to concentrate heavily on their upper body, potentially leading to underdeveloped legs. After all, unless you're a competitive bodybuilder or someone who regularly flaunts short shorts, your leg muscles can easily be overlooked for extended periods. If you're eager to bid farewell to chicken legs, make sure to stay tuned to the end of this video.
Sounds good to me.
The first mistake you might be making is to do with your workout program. Many weightlifters typically stick to a training program that targets 1 or 2 specific muscle groups during each weekly session. While this approach can produce results, it often leads to an imbalanced training split, resulting in underdeveloped leg muscles. This occurs because the majority of training sessions tend to prioritize the upper body, relegating leg day to a mere afterthought. For instance, a common 4-day split often involves Day 1 chest and triceps, Day 2 back and biceps, Day 3 shoulders and abs, and lastly Day 4 legs. Although this program appears effective and trains all body parts, it essentially allocates 3 days to focus on the upper body for every single day dedicated to the lower body throughout the week. This disparity between upper and lower body training can lead to an imbalance. The most straightforward solution is to switch to a program with a 1-to-1 split between upper and lower body exercises. Now I know the thought of 1 leg day a week is hard enough, but by splitting your leg day into 2 separate workouts that target the legs differently, can really turbo boost your leg growth to balance your body without losing any of your upper body gains. For example, we can change the previous 4-day split to Day 1 chest and arms, Day 2 quads and calves, Day 3 back and shoulders, and lastly Day 4 hamstrings and abs. This simple modification in your workout routine can significantly enhance your leg gains without sacrificing progress in your upper body. The second mistake involves the wrong combination of exercises. Many individuals, when working on their leg muscles, tend to focus on generic leg exercises rather than concentrating on specific muscle groups within the legs. For instance, if you perform squats, followed by leg press using a similar foot position, and conclude your leg day with lunges and leg extensions, you'll heavily emphasize your quadriceps while completely neglecting your hamstrings and calves. Now, if you've already established a well-structured workout program that dedicates separate days to quad and hamstring workouts, as discussed earlier in our video, this approach would be perfectly adequate. However, if you only train legs once a week, then this combination of leg exercises will not help you achieve your desired muscle growth. Choosing the right exercises involves 3 key considerations. First, you must comprehend the anatomy of the specific muscle you intend to target. Second, you need to understand the function of that muscle, which includes knowing what actions it performs. And lastly, you should select exercises that mimic the muscle's function and allow for a full range of motion. To provide a brief overview of leg muscle anatomy and function, which will serve as a solid foundation for exercise selection, consider the following. The quads are responsible for knee extension during exercises such as leg presses and leg extensions. The hamstrings operate across both the hip and knee joints, allowing them to be effectively trained by movements involving hip flexion and knee flexion. The calves are in charge of foot and ankle extension, which can be trained in both straight leg and bent knee positions. By choosing leg exercises that align with these criteria, you can create a well-rounded leg workout routine that promotes comprehensive leg muscle growth. The third mistake is always chasing a new 1 reps max, which can actually harm the development of larger leg muscles, particularly once you've progressed beyond the beginner stage. This is because you would likely treat your sets before the main set as warm-up sets rather than working sets, as you're conserving your energy for the big set. This can result in training hard and pushing yourself only on 1 set, instead of pushing the pace on all 3, 4 or 5 of the sets. The solution is to ditch the idea that you have to lift more weight every workout and increase your reps and effort across all sets. This will result in more time under tension and greater total effort in your training sessions. You can still look to test your 1 reps max on occasion to see how your strength has developed, but most of your efforts need to be directed towards training hard for reps for all your non-warm-up sets. This means training with hypertrophy, doing 8 to 12 reps each set. The fourth mistake is to do with the level of effort you invest in your leg workouts and your cardio conditioning.
So
So you must train harder.
We understand that to achieve good muscle growth, you must push yourself hard during your sets, striving to reach a point where you are within a couple of reps of failure. However, it's no secret that exercises like squats and Romanian deadlifts can be incredibly demanding on both your muscles and cardiovascular system. So, when it comes to your leg training days, it's crucial to be honest with yourself. Are you genuinely pushing yourself to the limits? And if you are, do you find yourself stopping because your leg muscles are fatigued, or is it due to being out of breath? These are essential questions to consider. Considering the substantial size of leg muscles and the blood flow they demand, leg training is unlikely to be a comfortable experience. It's often the willingness to persevere through this discomfort that distinguishes those with impressive leg development from those with skinnier legs. If you feel like your effort is lacking, you might consider using a potent pre-workout supplement for your leg workouts. I will include the link to the pre-workout I use and recommend in the description below. However, if you find it is not your effort lacking but instead you find yourself struggling to catch your breath during your sets, then it would be beneficial to focus on improving your cardiovascular conditioning.
Rule number 1 for surviving Zombieland: cardio.
Engaging in high-intensity interval training once or twice a week can be an effective strategy for enhancing your overall conditioning. As your fitness levels improve, you'll find that you can catch your breath more easily between reps and sets, allowing you to channel more of your energy into pushing your leg muscles to their limits. This approach not only leads to better conditioning and faster recovery but also results in increased repetitions and, ultimately, greater muscle growth. The final mistake is allowing your genetics to limit your progress. Unfortunately, some individuals find their calf muscles to be a great example of less than ideal genetics. They may have a well-developed upper body, respectable quads and hamstrings, but struggle to grow impressive calf muscles, earning themselves the label of Team No Calves. While it's true that you can't alter your genetics, it's important not to use them as an excuse. By simply increasing your training frequency, you can optimize muscle growth and make the most of your body's potential. For instance, if you find that your calf muscles are not growing as you'd like, you could add 4 sets of calf raises on a push or pull day in addition to the calf work already scheduled on your leg day. Over time, these extra sets will yield more significant gains. This approach is also applicable to any other muscle group you believe is progressing slower than desired. Not only does this strategy keep the muscle group fresh on those separate training days, but it also significantly increases the total weekly sets, contributing to enhanced muscle development. Now that you know the 5 typical mistakes to steer clear of, you're on the path to achieving a more well-rounded physique, complete with legs you can be proud of. To enhance your workouts and optimize your gains further, I've provided links to the best scientifically backed supplements I personally use in the description below. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel to become a valued member of our health and well-being community.